Are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to Gem and Crypto, episode 1053. Today is Tuesday, January 17th, 2023, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At 10ish, and today's top stories: 3AC CoinFlex founders collaborating to raise $25 million for new claims trading exchange. CoinFlex attempts to hose down backlash over proposed new 3AC project. Silvergate reports $1 billion net loss in the fourth quarter of 2022. And I thought SBF was the Mark Zuckerberg of crypto, says Anthony Scaramucci. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So taking a look at our prices for today, Bitcoin, as everybody knows, huge jump over the last week or so, but $21,307 right now, up 2.2% today. Ethereum at $1,582, up 2.6% today. Binance Coin at $303, up 2.2% today. XRP sitting at 38 cents is up almost 1% on the day. Cardano at 35 cents, up 2.5% for the last 24 hours. Dogecoin sitting at 8 cents, up 0.5% today. And Polygon up over $1 too, over 3.6% gained over the last 24 hours after this recent Polygon hard fork. And some of the trending coins include Solana, Bitcoin, and Pancake Swaps. Some very familiar coins there, and some unfamiliar coins for the gens: Baymax Finance, MeFlex, and the Rug Game. Oh yeah, so they're just putting it right in front of your face. They're gonna rug you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you better join that Telegram if you want to get in early.
There it is. There it is. All right, really quick shout outs. What's going on? Crypto CD, Fanteezy, Tommy Brown, Larry N, Reno Gambo, morning, 64 ECG, Harmony Developer, Antonio, Smitty, just call me L. Good morning. Hope everyone had a great MLK day. Slow news cycle today as we get back into the swing of things. We don't think until probably the end of this week, if not next week, we'll start hearing this regulatory news, and then we'll kind of see what this market is actually going to do. And with that being said, as the title says, Bitcoin's there. Are we in a bull run or is this a bull trap? You mentioned this might be a dead cat bounce we were seeing a few days ago. Do you think the pump is officially back in? Are people safe? Should they be buying crypto left and right? Or is there a chance that this price could slip back down again?
Oh yeah, no, I believe we explained this before in another show, but whenever you're looking at whales and how they move in the markets, you gotta have max pain, and max pain is not going straight down in a straight line to 10K and then resuming, so everybody knows what the bottom is. Max pain is when you have dead cat bounces or when you have false jumps in prices. This price jump happened really fast. I believe this is a dead cat bounce, definitely a bull trap. It hit this mark. It may hit 24, 25. It's going to have to go past 30 or 40K for me to believe that we're back in the bull market. Not going to happen. Physics still exists, and whatever you have, any asset with this amount of liquidity, you don't get straight up and down bull runs, and bull. It's usually a gradual return. If those of you who remember 2019, something similar happened.
That
Remember the
is
price?
true. That is true. Let
Remember,
me pull up
we
the
were sitting
chart. That's
in the
fair.
doldrums, 4, 5, 6,000, and then it started pumping up. I think it got all the way up to about 12, maybe 14K, and then nothing. And then the bull run resumed. The bull run came in 2020. So that's what I'm thinking is happening here, is that we're going to have sort of a 2019 vibes where it feels like, oh, it may be going up, nothing actually happens. And then next year, before we get to the happening, is when you start seeing the real bull run, people starting to front run it. Because again, there's no chart where you have a straight up and down line where we
You're
was in
talking
the
about
bull
right
market.
here. You're talking about right
Exactly.
here when it went and from March. Well, it's
Yep.
crazy. This is 2019 vibes. In
Mm-hmm.
January, let's say January, what's the date? The 17th. It was
Yep.
about $3,677.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it hit March,
Went
excuse me,
about
by the
12.
time, yeah, by March it was at it had already pumped up. So no, March it was still around 3,700, 3,900, but by July it was at 12,000. It looks like end of June, July, 12,000. And then you're right. That's when we saw another retracement, and that would take us back down to about 5,200, 5,100 before that eventual pump of the next year. So even if that is kind of following that footstep, the real question is, are we just beginning this too early? Because, right now people are looking at a dip. Even in 2019, once that price rose, let's say from that $3,500 mark, it really didn't return back down to 3,500. It came close at 5,000 at one point, but it kind of bounced there and took off. So
That was
Again,
when
that's
COVID
where
happened.
that is right. Was that in 2020
March
March?
March 2020. Because I
Okay,
remember the day. I remember the day it happened. It was like D-Day. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, every market went down by 50%." And I was like, "Yeah, they just shut down every business in America."
it's crazy COVID happened like that long ago. Well, then
Yeah,
that's even bigger point then. Was this a regular pump or was that due to actually COVID and then some of the PPP loan money that came out and then the eventual happening? So a lot of indicators to look at. That's what we're looking at right now. I do think it's too early for a real pump because there's no reason right now. Like after what the market has just suffered and is still suffering, there's still some companies that's about to get their pants pulled down here.
yeah,
Right, so I will give
yeah.
you that.
Look,
I think, yeah,
DCG,
yeah,
Grayscale. We
it's a
still got a
couple
little
more
bit to go.
companies it's still a couple more companies that are there to go. So I don't know. We talked about this in class last week again. Weighing on these entry points again. I want to see a dip before we jump in anything. But yeah, the other part of that puzzle is you don't want to miss out on that bull run. So right now we're saying bull trap. We're staying put. The price was just at about 16,800. So I'm looking at it to get back down to about 15,000 some change before we start doing anything in this market right now, hopefully, but we'll see what happens. A lot of people in the comments are saying 10 to 30. That's a big range, Antonio, during the 2020. Oh, during 2023. Hovney said 25K max. Let's see.
Yeah,
Captain GC, I got caught up back in 2019, never again. With all these layoffs, I don't know, could be a pump to Bitcoin, says Boom. Review the year before every happening is similar. All
yeah,
right. Yeah. So that's what we've seen too. Again, the worst case scenario, people, as long as you're following some stronger projects as a happening comes, you should be in good shape for the most part. But
yeah.
yeah, hopefully we'll see. Rashu said, hopefully we get back to 15.
Right.
We'll see. We'll see. But again,
Actually,
this
in 5 years, it's not gonna matter. You know what I
that's
mean? You're
true.
gonna look back and be like, it's gonna be a blip, just like you see it in that chart. It's gonna be a blip on the chart. It's not gonna really matter whether you bought it at 15, 10, 20, 17. You're gonna look at it when it's at 100, 200K and be like, yeah, as long as I got something, just dollar cost average, people. You're not gonna
And
time the bottom.
in the game. 3AC CoinFlex founders collaborating to raise $25 million for new claims trading exchange. That's right. According to the project's pitch deck, the company intends to launch as soon as possible and estimates the claims market could be worth around $20 billion. That's right. The founders of collapsed crypto hedge Three Arrows Capital, Suzu and Kyle Davies, are reportedly trying to raise money for a new cryptocurrency exchange in partnership with CoinFlex co-founders Mark Land and Sudu Arumugam, according to pitch deck, and they're looking to raise 25 million. Just in case you forgot who these people are, in the last few months, Three Arrows Capital went down with the Terra Luna fiasco. They believed in them, and if I remember correctly, they turned about roughly 600. What was it? 600 million. How much money was it?
Uh,
I don't want to get this
yeah,
wrong.
600.
Three
Yeah,
AC.
it was something.
600 million or something,
Yeah,
500 and something million.
tur-
I don't want to get this wrong.
turned it.
Here it is. Here it is, folks. Yeah. Three O's Capital, just so we're on the same page about the people. This year, we're launching another fund to raise $25 million. If you remember them back in June 27th of 2022, that's right, literally just 6 or 7 months ago, they defaulted on a $670 million loan because that is the amount they actually spent in the crypto market on Terra, Luna, and some other things. And literally that amount of money ended up being worth about, I think, what's 300 to 400, $500 when it's
Yeah,
all said
it's
and
like
done.
$500.
Yeah. So they literally lost like $600 million. And now these are the same people coming back saying, hey, we are ready to do more business. What exactly is going on? How are they doing this with a straight face?
Oh man. Well, the best part about this is in crypto, these rebrands never go away. You keep telling you all these people they always come back. They can't get enough. They should have just took the money and ran. But according to the project's pitch deck, the company intends to launch as soon as possible and claims the market to be worth around $20 billion. Oh my goodness! So the founders of Three Arrows Capital, Suju and Kyle Davies, are reportedly trying to raise money for a new crypto exchange. When one exchange fails, you should pretty much just let it go. You don't know what you're doing. You can try again, but this market is so new. I don't see how they're trying to catch people up. But they're doing it in partnership with CoinFlex co-founders Mark Lamb and Sudu Arumagan. And for those of you who don't think there's like an inside group of crypto or there's like a good old boys club, oh, trust me, there is. It's just this good old boys club is international. The same crypto people that were scamming before, they rebrand, they link up with the other scammers, they get together like Voltron, and they try and form something different in the future. So the funny thing is, the proposed new exchange is to be called GTX, uh, which I guess is a slap in the face to FTX.
I can't
However,
believe they're really doing this.
I mean, this is the thing I keep telling people: when people rebrand, and these are DGens at a high level. When you see somebody who has $20 to their name, and you're like, I can't believe they're about to go gamble that right now. They can't even eat tonight. You're like, why would you do that? This is what they're doing. This is just degeneracy at a higher level. It's like you don't even have any money or barely have any. Why are you running back into the casino? Because that's what they do. They're addicted to it. They don't have really any other business. And when you, sometimes you get narcissistic enough where you think, the first time didn't work. I'm gonna try it again. Usually it does not work out at all. So that's why they're doing this. And again, GTX. Somebody else said they should call it GFY, called "Go Fuck Yourself," because that might as well be what the project is going to be. They're going to rug pull you again. They're going to get you to invest. And anybody that invested in this project, after seeing the damage that they've done with $670 million, like, come on, man, get out of here. But it is what it is. Some of them may have connections we don't realize, and this may be a good way for them to money launder it through investment capital and through them, quote unquote, taking leverage trades.
Hopefully this isn't the same one, or possibly Satoshi Slim said he knows that Kyle Davies he used to work with, and I guess on Wall Street as well. So they're trying to see if this is the same person. So I just showed those pictures. But again, going back to this crash or whatever, I'm sure you all saw the article in the background I put up there. But I just want to make sure we had this information correct, and this is the information. Luna, when it crashed, Three Arrows Capital was heavily involved. It looked like they had about $560 million at its peak and about $600 after the price crash in a matter of days to zero. The start of Three Arrows Capital trouble can be traced back to the collapse of Luna and its algorithmic stablecoin UST, which some of you still swear by. Three Arrows Capital held a significant position in the two assets worth, again, roughly $560 million at its peak and about $600 after the price crash. These are the same people who want more money to start an exchange. Before you give more money, also remember at its peak, Three Arrows Capital managed approximately $18 billion in crypto assets. At its peak, Three Arrows Capital managed approximately $18 billion in crypto assets. So they have literally lost their shirt, everything they have, and they're coming back, not even past a year. It used to be it takes 2 or 3 years for the rebrand for these scammers to come back. They're coming back in 6 to 7 months asking for more money. And what's crazy, as Reno Gamble here says, 18 months from now, King, they'll be the face of some CEX sitting on $500 billion bag being called geniuses, trusted, and etc. I believe it too. And this is the shame. The shame is that out of like this, for one, the shame is that Cointelegraph actually runs this article to help with the promotion. The shame is that they're actually doing it with a straight face. And the shame is that they'll probably get it done because the fact that they're doing it with a straight face means they think they can actually get this raised. What will be absolutely hilarious, and I hope it doesn't happen so people don't lose money, but it will be hilarious if they actually raise that money and disappear the day of. It's like
we just need something to pay bills for the next 10 years.
We're not even trying. Listen, we're not even trying to make nothing else. Like, y'all believed it? Oh wow. Well, that's the case. We actually need another 7 million on top of the 25. Like, where does it end? But as we talk more about this, it looks like CoinFlex entered the news as they attempt to hose down the backlash over this proposed new Three Arrows Capital project. What's going on with CoinFlex and their cop and pleas now? So what's going on here?
Oh yeah, cop and please like crazy right now. It smell like bitch in here. Right, that's what I'm saying. Smell like bitch.
I was watching. I watched House Party last night, so it's like smells like. But yes. Oh, yeah. So what's going on over at Three Arrows and CoinFlex? What's CoinFlex pushing back on?
Oh yeah, game recognized game, Grandpa, and you looking real unfamiliar because CoinFlex, them and Three Arrows Capital, the pitch deck that they had got leaked in the media, and of course on Twitter they had a field day with this leaked pitch deck. At first, everybody thought it was fake. I mean, if you even look at the picture that's used on this article, see the black dude to the right, see that frumpy face. Even they're looking at him like, you got to be lying, like you got to be kidding me right now. Look at what's his name?
This one up here, it's her
Yeah,
and this guy, all these
yeah.
frumpy face.
Look to the right. My man, what's his name from Paid in Full? The man that played
Oh,
Rich.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name right now either. Yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So even they're looking at him like, "What are you talking about?" But amid mounting criticism on social media, CoinFlex has attempted to clarify its plans to build a new crypto exchange. They leaked the pitch deck yesterday. They were collaborating with Three Arrows Capital to create GTX, and they basically tried to come out and say this
Hmm.
avenue will not only be an opportunity to serve a large number of existing crypto creditors, but in doing so, will also bring new volumes to the exchange through crypto trading. So same thing. They're using the same playbook. If it worked before to scam people, it'll work again for some, and they'll get some people off of it. The rebrand is usually strong enough to where normies and new people don't know it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually raise the money. It just won't be from the same people from before.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Again, the audacity to even doing. You're talking about Mekhi Phifer here,
Yeah,
by the
Makai
way.
Pfeiffer, that's the name.
It's like you're hilarious. Again, I believe it could happen because 25 million is a big ask, especially when you already have a proof of concept. When you
Hmm.
can say, "Hey, we've already accumulated 18 billion. Let's give us 25 and start." That's not a big ask. But again, my whole thing would be like, how did you lose the 18 billion? Like, no, you're not getting any more money. What are you talking about?
18
But
billion, dog.
this is crazy,
Cash
man. This
out,
is
leave.
crazy.
I mean,
Right. Once again, that's one of those things where it's like, if it's 18 billion, like work for 6 to 8 months, get all those fees. Those fees should account for like 200 million, right? Like
mhm,
literally in fees, you should get like 200 million. What's 18 billion times 2%? Seriously.
yeah.
And that's traditionally. So crypto, let's say at least 5%,
Mhm,
10% at a minimum. What are you doing working still? Listen, make sure everybody had a good 6 months, a good year, and everybody cash out. All right. We did great, folks.
yeah.
Yeah, Crypto CD says same scam, different noobs. There you go. I'm really glad people can see it now. Black Bitcoin Key said that's some really big bold balls. No shame. Interestingly, no care, no worries either.
You becoming
Again,
hardened. You becoming hardened in the space. You don't even care.
like I said, they so hard and they're gonna take 25 million and just peace out. So again, we'll see if they actually get it. All right, other news. Unfortunately, Silvergate is still in the news and not for great things. Whew, it looks like that did hit them hard last year. Silvergate reports $1 billion net loss in the fourth quarter of 2022. The report highlighted that deposits in the fourth quarter were 7.3 billion, which was lower than the third quarter of $12 billion. That's right. Silvergate Bank, which currently faces a class action lawsuit over its FTX and Alameda research dealings, which is super whack, by the way, has announced a $1 billion net loss attributable. I can't say that. I can't say that right now. Attributable. Does anybody ever say that? Say
Attributable.
that word real quick.
Attributable.
Have you ever used that in real sentence? I've never
Nah,
used that.
I'm not a lawyer.
It's
So
attributable
that's
to.
usually what they
It's
say in court.
attributable,
That's the his actions were
but you can say.
attributable to yeah,
But you can say you can attribute it to.
yeah.
Why are you gonna say attributable? I don't like that one. No, I'm not using that one. You can attribute it to. So they have announced a 1 billion net loss attributed to common shareholders in the fourth quarter of 2022.
Try to get fancy on you.
What I'm saying? Well, attributable to. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. In a report published by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, gang, the digital asset bank highlighted that it saw significant outflows of deposits in the last quarter of 2022 and made actions to maintain cash liquidity, including wholesale funding and selling debt securities. And again, shout out for them staying in the game. That's what it's about. The company also highlighted a transformational shift in the digital asset space. It noted that a crisis of confidence throughout the ecosystem led customers to take a risk-off position on crypto trading platforms. And again, we already talked about those losses from their actual deposits in the fourth quarter. Combined with everything else, it looks like they're taking $1 billion L at the end of this quarter. Again, that's 3 months. And they've also laid off employees at the beginning of this year. So a lot going on. A lot going on with Silvergate Bank. What else would you add to this story that we might need to watch out for?
Ah man. Well, the news isn't good, but what I will say is, of course, in a bear market, this always happens. I think Silvergate Bank will survive. However, they won't be the only bank that's associated with crypto that'll have these issues. They're just the biggest. And of course, when they go through it, they're going to put it out in the news. make it look like it's bigger than it really is. I think they'll be fine long term, but it is a big hit right now for them as well as other banks that support the crypto industry. So they had some layoffs. The 200 employees. I think they're trying to write off 200 million used to purchase technology developed by Facebook. So, I mean, it's basically at this point it's just in recovery mode, and this happens to other companies as well. Just got to get back to it.
There it is. There it is. All right. And last but not least, again, it's a short news cycle today as everyone's still recovering, looks like, from the holiday weekend. But shots have officially been fired. Way to wait for him to be weak, though. Like, why you ain't fired his shot when he had his full strength in his squad? I don't like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Kicking
But
them
anyway,
down.
yeah, don't start popping hot shit when he on papers or he already locked up. No, pop it to him while he out roaming around being a demon. I thought SBF was the Mark Zuckerberg of crypto, says Anthony Scaramucci. And by the way, I have no clue what that actually means because the Mark Zuckerberg of crypto, I don't know what he even went with that. But what's going on with Anthony Scaramucci and why is he taking shots at SBF out the blue? What's going on here?
Oh yeah, the mooch. Oh man, so he came out and he had an interview with Cointelegraph at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Oh yeah, where all the rich people are hanging out trying to make rules for thee and not for me. But he's the co-founder of Skybridge Capital. If you don't know, but he lambasted SBF and shed light on his crypto portfolio. He said he trusted the former CEO, which imploded. He said in the panel preceding the interview that the ninth circle of hell is reserved for SBF.
Wait, real quick. So what you tell me is Scaramucci, and does he have a fund as well? Yeah, co-founder of Skybridge Capital.
Yep.
So what you're telling me is Scaramucci and Skybridge Capital lost a lot of money to FTX, which you basically tell me.
Yeah, pretty much.
The ninth circle of hell. That sounds like somebody who lost some of their portfolio to somebody else. Damn, what did he do to you, bro?
Yeah, when you invoke the Inferno, I mean, that's when you really got a problem. When you bringing up the ninth circle of hell. But he said, I actually thought he was the Mark Zuckerberg of crypto. I didn't realize he was the Bernie Madoff, and that's something I have to own, and so I own it. Once again.
Oh, so he did. So he did lose out. That's what's really happening.
He lost. I mean, the mooch lost.
Scaramucci, come holler at us, baby. Mooch, come holler at us.
Who are your advisors? You, who else? Galaxy Digital, all of these companies. Who are your advisors? They obviously don't know what they're doing because most of this stuff could have been avoided with a 5-minute conversation. But again, they have so much confidence in people like SBF, all of these frumpy, weird, can't dress, dirty, sleep on beanbag, vegan soy boys that they think are the smart people in the room, when in reality, that's actually the old, the old tech nerds and weird guys that were making it in the 90s and 2000s. That's what the Mark Zuckerberg crowd, wearing flip-flops and hoodies, and these are supposed to be smart guys in the room. That day is gone now. Like, those dudes don't register with crypto or with the Bitcoin world because it's for everybody. So it's not this in crowd of tech people who are just the nerds who sit in front of the computers for 12 hours anymore. That's not the smart people in the room anymore. It's regular, everyday people who actually put in the work, and people like me and King that could have saved you all this trouble. How could you look at SBF? I mean, literally, I don't know if it's what you call it, physiognomy or whatever, where you can just look at somebody and be like, come on, man, I just don't see him doing too much work to help us out. But but even if you wanted to get down to the technical aspect of it, his business plan doesn't make any sense, because if your plan is to just have over leveraged assets and to sell your own assets to make up the loss, you're always going to lose in a bear market every single time.
Come on, you know the way he said it though, man. You get to talking algorithmic shit and extra tokens on top of platforms and trading exchanges and fees and saving and blah, blah, blah.
Playing video games while he does it. He's so aloof and doesn't care. He must be so smart. Like, shut up.
I wanted to point this out because it mentioned in the article Scaramucci was trying to claw back his 30%. And he said he was confident he can get it. For those who don't know, this one happened toward the end of last year, and this is so messed up on Sam Bankman. This is where the part where it does get kind of fraudulent. This is September of last year. So that means he knew he was on the way out the door, and he's still over here brokering deals to get this paper. Cold-blooded too. I mean, cold-blooded businessman SBF is. He actually, wow. Now that I got to take a step back and look at this. SBF a cold-blooded assassin, brother. Like, with a straight face, he went and tore Wall Street a new one, SEC included. Like, with a straight face. Like, listen, people, you got to understand. This is September. When did FTX collapse?
December,
Like,
first week of December.
was it the first week of December? I feel like it was. Feel like it was before that.
Yeah,
FTX
maybe first
collapse
week of
date,
November. I may have got that mixed up. I'm not sure.
November 11th.
Yeah, first week.
So
Yeah.
literally, people, a month before it collapsed, my man SBF with a straight face took a 30% stake of Skybridge Capital.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Listen, listen. I got to be real with Scaramucci and the rest of these guys out here. Like, no regrets included. You guys really don't know what you're doing here, and you're leading the general public in just as wrong as direction as SBF.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only do you not know what you're doing and investing in these projects, but yo dumbass gave me a real company.
They gave him 30% of your real company.
And you over here thinking you're gonna get it back like that?
Mm-hmm.
People, do you understand this? They are literally saying that the genius is in the room. Like you said, he is at where is he at? Davos right now?
Davos, yeah.
You said he's at Davos, only for the elite of the planet, elite of the elite, making rules that everyone else will have to follow and he won't, right? This guy is at Davos on Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph is running articles on this man, right? We can't get an article on Cointelegraph's ever life. Cointelegraph is running articles on this man. Not only did he make a terrible investment decision, he also gave away a piece of his company to go with it. Scaramucci calls Bankman-Fried part of the small universe of outside investors Skybridge would ever consider partnering with. Promises Skybridge investment strategy would not change. Again, that's a month before the collapse, people. Literally a month before the collapse.
Tragic.
The deals of the terms of the deal were not disclosed, but Skybridge will use $40 million of the proceeds to purchase cryptocurrencies to hold as a long-term investment, according to the statement. That's probably why he's coming out talking about his investment portfolio. I highly doubt that $40 million was used on those 4 tokens. I think he said Bitcoin, Poly, or he said Bitcoin,
Ethereum,
I'll go back to
and
Ethereum. And Algorand. I highly doubt the $40 million all was used on that, and none of it went back to the FTT token. Like, really, I doubt it. But yeah, again, that small universe of outside investors, SBF, FTX, happened to be one of them. And this is where I go.
Scroll real quick.
Yeah.
That quote right there. The last sentence of that quote is hilarious. There's a small universe of outside investors they would ever consider partnering. Sam is a real deal, and in my opinion, is building FTX into the Amazon of financial services. He even has me dressing like a millennial. Mooch, come on, Mooch, you going out bad with that one. Come on, man.
Oh, it don't even exist. That tweet don't even exist no more.
Exactly. He even has me dressing like a millennial. Come on, bro. Ain't nobody about to change the way I dress because he's seen
my man out here deleting tweets.
The Amazon of financial services. Come on, dog.
But
stop sucking
really
each other
quick.
off. These people are not gods that are ruling among us, ruling above us, that have these super financial products. It's actually pretty simple when you look at it. If somebody is promising you yield on a product, they probably don't have the collateral for it. Very simple. I mean, it's just who does. It's like the U.S. government, China, and the Middle East. Like, that's it. That's who only people who have the liquidity for this type of stuff. Not some kid who's 28 years old, who basically just took 30% of your company. I mean, he has you dressing like a millennial. Ugh. I mean, the dick game is crazy. Come on, man.
And this is where the slippery slope is, where it's like, you know, the Kevin O'Leary's, Mr. Wonderfuls of the world, or the Democrat and Republican national parties. So it's like, who do you go after to say, hey, you're due to turn this money back in, or you help participate in this fraudulent scheme? Because this is just like, what's the difference between this and Kevin O'Leary?
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden now he's like, this is the real deal. This is going to be the Amazon of financial services. Like, Kevin O'Leary did the same thing. He got 15 million. So technically Scaramucci got more money than Mr. Kevin O'Leary. So that's why my thing was a slippery slope as far as going after the people with money, because it will get like, if this ain't a cosign, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
And then again, he got to talk about how he got to know more of the lad. Like, is this more BS in this old article? But again, what I want to point out is that this deal, he gave away 30% of his company literally less than 4 weeks before it went belly up. 4 weeks later, it was belly up. So less than 4 weeks, technically, people. CZ was able to call it, but Scaramucci with all his money. And like, this is what I'm saying. They just don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they can figure it out or get the right people. And with that goes the Cointelegraph and everyone else, because this is this big circle. It's the market. They run the stories because these are the billionaires of the industry going to the Davos and blah, blah. They tell you who they like and then who they co-sign. Cointelegraph picks it up, or CoinDesk. and the circle continues, but all at the same time, it's like literally it's a bunch of noobs who just have money and resources and decide to make the market what it is.
Oh man,
Really quick.
you know what this reminds me of though, real quick.
Mhm.
You know, all right. You know, LeBron wasn't the number one ranked player in high school one year. There was this dude.
Mhm.
There's a dude named Lenny Cook. Anybody remembers Lenny Cook? Everybody was saying Lenny Cook was the best player. He's the greatest. If LeBron is Bitcoin, Lenny Cook is everything else. Have you ever heard of Lenny Cook, King?
No.
Exactly. Lenny Cook was number one in the nation when LeBron James was in high school for a year. Went to ABCD camp, got his ass kicked. LeBron went to number one. Lenny Cook didn't even make it to the NBA. This is what it seems like with these companies, with SBF and with all these crypto companies, 3 O's. These are all Lenny Cooks. They all touted to be the best. They're gonna be the Amazon of this. They're gonna be the Warren Buffett of that. They're gonna be billionaire status and blah blah blah. They get on covers of, and they ain't did shit. And what is Bitcoin doing? Still chugging along like LeBron's old ass. 20 years later, he playing dudes whose father was in the league when he played. He playing their sons now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, stop going for the fakers and go for the real, and you'll be all right.
This is a great question. Black Bitcoin Key said, "You think Reggie Milton could get this kind of backing, and bro actually has patents?"
No.
That's and that's in response to a. He also says he just sounds salty, and to keep it 100, they all have the complexion for the blind trust. So I will say this: I try not to acknowledge, like I'm not even gonna say acknowledge, because I just since I haven't really just again I'm a direct person, so I always say like that can't be it. But I do remember, just a quick, so I do remember my cousin and I used to watch American Greed all the time. Like we just watch all the time. And like finally I was just like, damn, like, how do they keep getting all these people these like weak ass scams? It's like, well, you got a Florida, you got a Florida retirement community for this, got this. And it's like, how do they keep getting these people? And my cousin literally would, like, as soon as I said it in response, he was like, he looked at me. He's like, I was wild. He was wild. Thought I could trust him. I was like, bro, it is not like that. And he was like, bro, it is definitely like that. I truly don't think it's like that. And I'm still under the illusion that I hope it's not like that.
Hey,
But something is going on where it's just like, how is this fucking happening
hey,
time and time
hey,
again? I
King,
can't put my finger on
you
it.
wanna know a secret from one of my Wall Street
Who is it?
friends? One of my Wall Street
Who's
friends
it?
who's working Wall Street for 20 years. Whenever they get a certain type of investor, they have a title. It's called Member of Tribe. I'll let you try and figure out what that is. It's a special tag they put on investment accounts where they actually put them in the higher tiers.
Shit, I
I'll
didn't
let
know
you
that
guess
either.
which tribe it is. But
It is the Najawa Bajawa made up tribe of the conservative nation of the gem and the crypto. Now, with that being said, that is the show for today.
that's all
Uh,
I'm gonna say.
like I
You're
said,
not off.
uh,
You are thinking the right thing. It's just they have special tags for this. It is what it is.
listen, again, I'm not saying it is what other people are saying. I'm seeing in the comments. I've had it told to me before. I don't know. I think it is possibly stupidity. It's probably university stuff too, because if you notice, a lot of these people do have the MITs. Right now with 3O's Capital, that's Columbia University. So you're looking at New York there. So a lot of them are deep ties to through their universities. But again, to me, it's just crazy that everyone keeps screaming expert and we know the most, and Cointelegraph's covering them. But when you actually look at the track record, it is literally L after L. Like, if you just sold your 30% of your company to a scam artist, come on, you shouldn't be making any more public statements. And I
30%.
get what he's saying. He said he wants to make the public statement so others can learn from this and everything. But it's like, if you want others to learn from it with your resources and your backing and power, how about you find the people who can make the statements who've been making them the right way, and you back Andreas Antonopoulos. God damn it, I can't wait to see Andreas Antonopoulos on an advisory board, or them saying like, yeah, we consulted with Andreas for the last 2 or 3 years on this FTX thing. Or why isn't no one calling up Andreas Antonopoulos? Why is no one calling up Chris Dunn? Like,
They all
fucking
retired.
literally go to the early,
They said,
but for real, like, go to the early Bitcoin bills and call these people. Like,
they said they
so
good.
I don't get it. Yeah, who knows? But again, that's the market we're in. We'll see what happens then. Somebody said, hopefully I can witness reality and go on a scorched earth rant. No. I'll tell you why. My reality is always is my world, and everything else is going to fall in place. So hopefully all these things fall in place one day. What you got, Bitcoin Zay? Take us out of here.
Nothing for me. Happy late MLK Day. Happy Tuesday to everybody.
There it is. There it is. And never forget, most people didn't like MLK when he was alive. So keep that same energy.
Yeah,
Other than that, that is
don't
the
let them
show.
lie to you, boy.
Don't let them lie to you. Ain't nobody like MLK when he was alive. You remember he got assassinated, right?
Yeah.
And no one went to jail. Fucking wake up. All right, there we go. Enough triggering for the day. Hopefully you sit and rest on that. Smash that like and share. We'll see you tomorrow with some more crypto news. Cheers.
Yeah.